Hey everybody, well, we are part 2 of our video. We're finally done fermenting. It took a little bit longer than expected. You can still see there's still a little ring here, but it's actually done. Right now I got my siphon hose in, and what we're going to do is we're going to siphon out the juice without separating it from the yeast. So if you look down here, you'll see that right here. That's the yeast that's settled. We don't want that. Okay, we want to leave this back in here. So what I've done is I got a siphon hose. You can see the bottom of it. We want to be above this here so we don't suck any of this bad yeast, because we don't want this in our alcohol. So let me start filling up our bottles. We have our milk bottles. So let me start filling them up, and I'll show you what we need to do. Alright, so hold on a minute, let me fill them up. So now I'm just siphoning off our alcohol and just filling up our buckets here. Trying to keep this level. And so we're filling up our buckets. Now what we're going to do is, once we get them all filled, we're going to stick them in the freezer. We're going to get these rock solid, and I'll show you what I'll do from there. Alright, so let me finish filling up our bottles. I just wanted to show you how I'm siphoning it. Actually, all I'm doing is it's just got a sanitized hose. It's in the bottom, and all I'm doing is siphoning off the juice like you would siphon gas out of a gas tank. It's just, once you start to get it flowing, it'll just continuously go. And that's all I'm doing here. It's just siphoning off the alcohol. Alright, so you can see, and my hose is right here. I'm right above the yeast that's settled on the bottom. So we're good to go. And let me finish this up and I'll show you what else we need to do. Alright? Alright guys, now I got all my alcohol bottled up here. What I'm going to do is going to stick it in the freezer. Now if you want, you can taste it now. I mean, technically right now it's just a wine. And I'm guessing that maybe it's got to be at least 20% alcohol, because it's got a strong alcohol smell to it. And the taste, wow, that's got a nice taste. You can taste the molasses in it too. So you guys can refrigerate it and just drink it the way it is, or you can freeze off the excess water, freeze off the alcohol, and maybe double it. So instead of being 40 proof, you can probably get 80 proof out of this. So that's what our goal is. So I'm going to stick this in the freezer, and I'll show you what else we got to do once it's frozen. Alright? Alright guys, now I know I said to use the milk jugs, but I like using my iced tea bottles. This is a little bit more manageable when you go to siphon off the alcohol. Now, you'll notice this one here is a lot more fuller than the rest of them. The reason is, this is the second time I froze this one off. So what you're seeing here, this here, is ice forming on the bottom of the jar, because this is still ice cold. This stuff here and this here coming out is 80 proof alcohol. Now alcohol doesn't freeze when it gets 80 proof. This stuff here has been pouring out of this jug, and you can see the ice left, but it's been pouring out of here, so we know that for a fact that this is 80 proof alcohol. Alright, now these here, you can see these are still frozen too, and then what's dripping in here is also 80 proof alcohol. Now eventually you're going to get water into this jars too, but we can take this once it's done dripping off and we fill this jar, because you're going to get this jar full. This here will fill this jar, okay? And then we can stick this back inside here, refreeze it again, and then do the same thing over to get you know, a good clean 80 proof alcohol. All we're doing is removing all the water, okay? And we're concentrating the alcohol and the flavor. Now the flavor does get better each time you freeze off the water, the flavor gets amazing, and the alcohol content gets high too. Now you're going to get to a certain point when you stick this back in the freezer and it's not going to freeze at all. So that means you have no water whatsoever in it, and you got a good clean 80 proof alcohol. So this is how I do it. And this now, don't rush this. It's going to take a couple hours. You know, all we're doing is just letting the alcohol drip. It's filtering through the ice and coming out. I mean, look at it. That is amazing looking color, man. That's just awesome looking. That is so nice. That's how it's going to be a nice dark color, and it's clean too. It's not cloudy, so we don't have to add all those extra additives and enzymes and all this other garbage. So all we're doing is filtering it through the ice to get a nice clean alcohol. So once this is done, I'll show you what we do. Alright? Alright guys, we're almost done here with our distillation. Now you can see that the ice almost turns, I guess almost to a white. You can see on the bottom of it, it's still dark brown, so there's still a little bit of alcohol left in it. And these are almost done. So what we ended up with was almost a full jar of alcohol, concentrated alcohol. Now what we can do is take these jars now, once these are done, we can dump them back into a bottle again and refreeze them just to make sure we have all the water out of it, and just even concentrate it even more. So I think I'm going to do that for a second time. Now this is the process takes over a few days. I mean, if you waited this long for it to ferment, take the extra couple days and just make sure you're getting some good alcohol out of it, man, and get rid of all the water, because it's going to make a big difference. Believe me, it's well worth all the effort when you guys get done. All right. So let me finish this up, and then I'm going to refreeze them again, and we'll see what happens. All right. All right. Now we just finished off draining off our ice. Here's what we ended up with: is a full jar. And that's what's left. It's just a block of ice. That's it. That's it. So all the alcohol separated from that. Now, if we want, we can take this, put it back into a sterilized container again, and then refreeze it, just to make sure we have all the water out. And by that time, we can see if we have at least an 80 proof, because 80 proof alcohol will not freeze. So we can freeze this again if we want. Alright, so let me show you the difference here between the two, and just before and after, because this ice actually, what it does, it filters all the impurities, and you can see how clean that is now. I mean, that's pretty clean. And I'll show you here. Let me pour some out. Alright, here's the difference. This is before freezing it. You can see how cloudy it is. Alright? And this is after. See how it's all filtered out? It's nice, clear. Wow. Woo! Man, that's some good stuff there. So there you go. That's how AppleJack is made, guys. And what I usually do, I usually throw a cinnamon stick in there, let it sit in there for a few days, and you guys got some good homemade alcohol. Alright, so good luck to you. Hopefully it works out for you, and here's to you guys. Have fun. See ya.